In the southern highlands of Iceland, the Fimmvorduhals trail is a mountain pass located between Basar in Thormsmork and Skogar in the south. It is a challenging 15.5-mile hike and should only be attempted if the weather is fine. The climb of 1,000 meters takes you between two ice-capped volcanoes, Eyjafjallajökull to the west, which erupted in 2010, causing travel chaos all over the world, and Eyjafjallajökull in the east, which covers the Katla volcano. We camped at the edge of Basar campsite and got up early in the morning in time to see the sunrise over the hills. The first part of the trail is a relentless climb to Magni and Murdi, the two craters formed after the 2010 eruption, and they were named after the sons of Thor, the god of thunder. Good morning.
Good morning.
We're setting off to hike the Fimmvorduhals trail, which goes from Basar campsite to Skogar. It's 25 kilometers. There's a 1,000-meter climb up. We walk between two glaciers, and there's a 1,000-meter climb down, ending in Skogar. It's a extension to the Laugavegur hike that we've just done, and we've got to get there tonight to get our bus from Skogar to Reykjavik tomorrow. We're ready?
We're ready.
Okay.
Exciting.
Follow the blue markers and head towards the sun. That's us, Fimmvorduhals. It's going to end up in Skogar. We start off with some gentle steps, but the ascent has started. We're above the top of those birch trees already. And we've already done 1 kilometer. Half an hour ago, there wasn't a cloud in the sky, just blue skies, and now we've got this grey cloud coming in, which I'm hoping changes back to blue skies. Stopped at this little viewpoint, the river running below us. The path in the first couple of kilometres is very narrow and it does fall away, but I haven't got a head for heights and I'm doing okay. This is only 2 kilometres in. I'm already filming loads. Yeah, there's going to be some bits like this. A narrow ridge with a drop off either side. I'm just going to look ahead. Well, I look down for my feet, but just go for it. Excellent. So these bits of path, clearly I prefer it if they were wider. Just be careful. While I readjust my boots, she's gone. She ain't messing about. Look at her go. I better catch her up. We're sitting at a signpost that says Skogar 22.5 kilometres. So what have we done? We've done 2.5 kilometres.
2.6, yeah.
There's a bench for you to look back on where you've come from. Thank God the path's a bit wider here. That's the first cairn, which leads you up a very nice path on a wide area. Can smash out some steps without any fears. Cairn number 2. I can see cairn number 3 in the distance. So this area must get pretty snowy in the winter. But right now I'm enjoying the path. Nice wide area to walk on. That's an awesome 360 view. I'm no geological expert, but that does look like a glacier to me, falling down between those two hills there, and it carries on. And so this is the way the path goes, and that could be the same glacier or a different one. And we've got to climb up to the right of that big rock. Yeah, this section is steep and it's tough and it's slow going. In this short section we are going to clock some meters higher. Not much meters further, but we're going to get closer to the 1,000 meter point by doing this little section here. We've nearly done 5 kilometers and we're just over 500 meters high. And looking back on the trail, I can see maybe, I don't know, 8 to 10 people on the path, maybe a few more. We're 18.8 kilometers from Skogar. It looks like we've got to climb down there and back up there. There's orange jacket and the yellow jacket, they're flying a drone. Section here with a chain to hold on to when it falls away, but I'm just going to do it as quick as I can.
go. You'd have to do it on your boat.
The chain though is something that makes you go, what? This is just after the chains. I think all those people are catching us up bit by bit. Awesome, wow. Alright, we've got to go up there. You ready? That climb up from the rope is pretty loose mud, and in the rain, forget it, it'd be nearly impossible. We're nearly at the top. We've still got another 300 meters to climb before we're at the top.
Ooh.
So we've seen another 10 people walking this today. The landscape has changed here dramatically now, hasn't it?
Some volcano probably that erupted. It's around here somewhere.
God, so glad I wasn't here when that happened. Look at the mess it's left. Wow. And this goes on.
Is this the right way?
Yeah. So the sun's out. There's a load of volcanic rock from something that happened that was very deadly. And we're walking on ice. So the next marker, it is well signposted. This is not a usual hike. Right now we are walking through the Skogar lava field, caused when Eyjafjallajökull erupted in 2010. This was the cause of worldwide flight cancellations and travel chaos. This lava flow, now hardened rock, flowed north and is 20 meters thick and covers half a square mile. Before this eruption, the landscape here would have looked completely different. None of this would have been here. Somewhere here are the craters of Magni and Murdi, left behind after the 2010 eruption. I've got a feeling that this is Magni, with Murdi being close by somewhere, and the lava field here is called Skogar. Even though there is an information board telling you about the eruption and the two craters, it is not clear to me exactly which or where are the two craters of Magni and Murdi.
I'm not walking over it. No, this way. Another one there. Wait there then. I shall film you coming across. There's a hut 1 kilometre away. We're making our way towards that to stop for something to eat. Around there to the right. This next bit down looks really steep and slippy. This group are going really slowly and struggling, but they're doing it. And then it's up over there, there's 2 people on the crest. So you've got to cross that bit of ice there by the look of it, maybe. The only way to do this bit for us two was on our bums. This is just really tricky. I mean, if you're on your bum, you're not going to die or anything, but there's no grip for the feet, there's nothing to hold on to. When in doubt, sit down.
Have a jolly.
Mental bit. Right, it's a lot better now. I'm gonna try and ski down here. Right. Then we've got to go over there, over the ice, and up the hill with an H over there. Coming down there was fairly treacherous. There's a girl walking up it better than we came down it. And she says that this patch of ice here is fairly treacherous as well, so we're following these big yellow poles and we're just going to have to go really slowly. That's the way we came. The ice field was really tricky and there's loads of muddy ash with ice underneath it. There's a waterfall rushing down there, and then up there's a hut that we thought we were going to, but if you did go to that hut, it looks like you could make it on a much easier way down. Right, up and over. That's our first sign of the hut, and beyond the hut is the ocean. This is like a black glacier. It's an ice field with loads of volcanic ash on top. There's a little tunnel there, and this little wall of ice here is made to look black by all the ash covering it. What a sight. And there's one of the glaciers over there in the distance. This is the campground at the hut. It doesn't look good. There's the hut. That looks like the toilet. Got the ocean in the background. Looking at Lisa there, if I turn to my right.
Looking east, we can see the Eyjafjallajökull ice cap, the bigger of the 2 ice caps, which mostly covers the volcano Katla. And if I turn to the west, we can see Eyjafjallajökull, the smaller one, but the one that erupted in 2010, causing the worldwide travel chaos due to the amount of ash it produced.
Standing at the hut called Boutfinch Skoulie, we have done 12 kilometres. We've got 13 kilometres to go, apparently with some waterfalls to come. And that path there is the route we've got to take.
I set the drone off in the direction of Eyjafjallajökull, the ice cap that covers the volcano that erupted in 2010. It is a small ice cap of 30 square miles. I really wanted to reach the ice cap, but the drone lost connection and went out of range before I achieved that. Luckily, the return to home function still worked. I guess this flight would have been about 1 mile or maybe a bit more, with the ice cap being even further away. The ice cap looked much closer than that, but distances are hard to gauge in open plains. It is around about now that I am frantically pressing the return to home button. Unfortunately, the drone span around and started to come home. You can see the mountain hut and campground in the middle of the screen as the drone flies in the direction of the Eyjafjallajökull ice cap, which partly covers the Katla volcano. Now we are getting closer to the hut, which lies in between the two ice caps.
Lovely lady in the hut behind me there, her name is Karta. I went in and said, "Oh, I hear you make lovely coffee." She said, "Oh yeah, I'll make you 2 coffees." And then when I asked how much they were, she said that she was old enough that when people come to visit her, she doesn't charge them for coffee, she makes them coffee. So that was really cool. And she's told us, well, initially everybody's going that way. Behind the hut there is a red sort of road, a car track that people walk to get to Skogar, and she says no, go behind the toilet hut and go left and follow the river. She said it's much more beautiful, so that's what we're going to do. I've had a look on all trails and I can see how it meets up with the main path in a bit. So yeah, thanks very much, Carter. Let's go your way. That's the first waterfall we've seen on the way down to Skogar. Just coming down a bit of a hill, following the red flags, the red markers, and we're just gonna take a slight detour to the right because we can, well, we've seen a glimpse of a really big waterfall. I'm gonna see if we can get a bit closer to it. This is the 3rd waterfall on the red trail down to Skogar. I think that's the North Atlantic Ocean.
Well, this is my favourite bit of the hike.
Is it?
Yeah, we've got greenery, changing scenery, beautiful, magnificent waterfalls to look at. It's going to be a fitting end to the hike.
And just following the river down.
Yeah, gorgeous.
We walk away from the canyon and rejoin the blue routes by walking this direction. Yeah, we're cutting across from the red route to the blue route and then down to Skogar before Skogar. This is where the red track meets the blue track. By this sign that says Skogar, 7.5 kilometres. Just down here, there's a little metal bridge to cross. This could be our last Icelandic stream crossing. Although it's somewhere between a stream and a river. We can plough across this in our boots. Right across there. You'll be alright. Ta-da!
We arrive at Skogar at the top of Skogafoss and start the descent down the many steps to the campsite. This is the high viewing platform for day trippers coming from the car park below who want to get a higher view of the waterfall. This is looking down on the campsite at Skogar. As you can see, there really isn't much here, not even a shop.
I'm finally in Skogar.
15 metres wide and 62 metres high, this is Skogafoss, the waterfall that sits at the top of the Skogar campsite. Legend has it that a settler hid a chest of gold behind this waterfall, leaving one end of the chest visible but hard to reach. 3 men from Skogar once tried to place a hook through an iron ring on the chest to pull the chest out, but the ring broke off, and that is all they could get. The ring is now in a museum in Skogar.
12 hours later, 7:30 we set off. It's 7:30 now. It took us 6 hours to get to the hut where Carter works. We had a break there for an hour. It took us 5 hours to get down. Oof. We've seen about 30 waterfalls on the way down. We've clung onto metal rope for our dear lives. That's a bit of an exaggeration. We've been on narrow paths that are too narrow for my liking.
And mine. And a lot of scree rolling down on our bottoms.
But apparently we've been very, very lucky with the weather. I don't get this weather very often. So we've seen glaciers. We've seen lava fields. We've seen beautiful streams. Seen all sorts. Seen wild, volcanic Iceland at its best. Very well done.
Yeah.
What a great